Hey, YouTube. Good to see you. So we got 7 here. You see anything, Will?
No, mine's still having a countdown. But my phone just said you went live.
There we go.
My computer's still saying you're counting down. Now you're going
No,
live.
I'm live now.
I have an ad playing now.
Let me get the comments up. All right, got the comments up. All right, anybody out there y'all say something if you can hear me okay. I know it's a little bit before 8 o'clock, but I wanted to try to get some of this straightened up before 8. Hello, Scott. Thank you. You hear me okay, Scott? Hey, Nate. How are you? Good to have you, man. Scott, I got something I found for you in the top of the shed. I'm gonna get that to you. Cool. All right. Scott says you can hear us well. So I got Ron. Thank you, Ron. Make sure I didn't miss nobody. My father-in-law Frankie's on here. Lamont, how are you, Lamont? And Nate, yep, Nate says we can hear you. So now if y'all think of any questions, please do ask. I want to welcome everybody to the very first live feed I've ever had. Old Red Tractors, hey, how are you? I think we did get a good rain. Well, it was today. It wasn't last night. It was today. I'm not home. I'm in Virginia. I'm actually in Madison, Virginia. I'm at my father-in-law's house. He has the better internet than I got, of course, you know. But so it's good. Nathan Allman, how are you? I appreciate that. So yeah, how about you, Brother Scott? I hope you got some rain down there. I know you had just planted some beans, so hopefully that's going to do okay. What was I saying, Will? I lost my train of
You're
thought.
in Madison, Virginia.
In Madison, and be here, come back Monday. I've actually already. Yep. I got a nice rain. That's good. Good old Red Tractors. Scott got some. He ought to be kicking now. He'll be cultivating corn next week. I laid by the Hastings Prolific, and I laid by the half of the Silver Queen. I haven't did a lot of it. No rain in South Carolina for Lamont. I haven't did a lot of it on camera, but I do have another little piece of Silver Queen that's about that tall. And so it's not, I really haven't cultivated it but one time. But I think you guys will like the lay-by video. I used some cultivating disc. Okay. Now am I in the next county to you, Nathan? Is there an Orange County, Virginia close to us? Maybe?
I don't think so. I think he's talking maybe in Orange County, North Carolina.
Yeah, Piedmont, upstate, got some by Greenville. So guys, I did something with the channel. Yeah, I think you're right, Scott. Yeah. Oh, okay, Orange County. Yeah, Orange County, Caswell County. That would be right. Yeah. Yeah, you're right, Brother Scott. I did something with the channel. I turned on channel memberships, and time just when you are calling. I keep it on all the time. So Frankie Short wanted to know if I kept my quick hitch on all the time, or do I take it off sometimes. Depends on the plant size. So when the plant size starts getting on up, when you drop that back feet, that fast hitch is going to hit the plant. The video I just made, if I had the fast hitch on there, I would have been tearing all the corn up. So just the plant size is what determines whether I take that fast hitch off or not. I turned on channel membership. That's what I was saying. I turned on channel membership for the channel, and I know you say, "Well, gosh, it's not that big." I thought you had to have 30,000 subscribers, but YouTube turned it on, so I said, "Okay." So the membership, I don't really have a lot to offer like a lot of big channels do, but I set it all one level. They had 2 or 3 different levels with it, and I just set it at one level. I think it was $4.99, and just so you guys know, half of my ad revenue goes to a missionary, Dwayne Harris in West Africa, and the other half I run the channel with, and that membership would just be in support of the channel. So I turned that on if anybody wants to do that. I mean, because I wouldn't mind getting maybe a drone or some more stuff for the channel just to help it grow. Wave says he got 3/4. Hey Wave, thank you for joining me, man. I was trying to read some of if I'm missing any questions here. Somebody says this is confusing. We got a Nate and a Nathan. All right, the rolling cultivators you use is good. I use spring cultivators. They're nice too. They came with mine when I was bought in 75. I'm planning on getting a rolling cultivator for next year. One of my subscribers, and he may be on here, and I don't remember which one it was, said that Tractor Supply was going to quit selling rolling cultivators. I said Tractor Supply. Ag Supply. I always get them two mixed up. Agri Supply, and they have stores in Raleigh and Greenville, South Carolina, and some other places, but said they was going to stop selling that. So you might want to look into that if you're looking to get a new set. I have to get some bearings for the set. I have the one that has 5 on it. So I got to get some before they sell out of the bearings. It's $100 and I can rebuild it, so it's not that bad. I just got to get them ordered. I'm gonna try to do a RV video next week. I'm gonna uncover the RV and maybe do a little bit about it, and probably have some cultivating coming up. I do have some videos already laying by the corn, but have some by this weekend. I'll need to be cultivating some other gardens. Okay, Nate said Agri Supply in Statesboro had pallets of them, so that's good. As long as they have bearings and washers is what I really care about right now. Only South Carolina. I'm sorry, guys. I don't read as fast as some. When these come in, I'm just reading. Can you do some canning videos of how you put your vegetables? We just talked about that today. Me and my wife both talked about that, about doing some canning videos. And yes, because I was actually picking with her, and I told her, I said, I'm gonna do a video on me making biscuits. I'm sure you guys don't care about that, but yeah, we did talk about the canning videos today, and we do green beans and stuff. So yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, Craigslist is a good place to find them. I tell you another good place to find them, if you can find somebody around you that raised 100 acres of tobacco. A lot of times I know a guy's got a pile of them, and so he lets me pick through the pile and get parts. So yeah, if you're around somebody that raises a lot of tobacco, a lot of times they got a pile of them laying out behind the shed somewhere. They may not all be good, and you may have to rebuild the bearings, but to be honest with you guys, the new rolling cultivators, that's a pretty big cultivator to put under that tractor. I kind of like mine about halfway wore out, and it's not so tall. Well, I hope everybody's having a good Saturday evening. You do biscuits. I do sourdough bread, cinnamon bread. Using sourdough starter is wonderful. Yes, I do like cinnamon bread. I do. Yeah, and I will do. You're right, Wave. I'll film out when I redo that. Because sometimes on the old rolling cultivators, when you do them, you have to take a hammer and bust the bearing off of it because it won't slide off. Lamont Powell, what one attachment would you like to add? Believe it or not, I've been working on a neighbor of mine for about a month. I would like to have a carryall. So a carryall, and if you guys don't know, it's just a little cart that International made to go behind a 140, and it's kind of got a step down when you hook up to it, and it's good for carrying wood or carrying anything. It's called a carryall, and that's what it's for, is to carry anything. So I got a neighbor that's got one leaning against his buck barn, and I'm trying to get him to sell it to me, but he don't want to part with it. But that's okay. We'll find one. That and a bush hog, which I do have a line on that too. I just got to go get it. So a bush hog and a carryall, but the bush hog is taken care of. Hello to my wife. She's on here. Some things you do in your sleep we have never done. Showing that stuff is really a good idea for me. I thank you, Wade. Yeah, a middle bar is nice. You know, yeah, somebody made a comment about a middle bar the other day, and I think it was a guy that had never commented before, and he said, "Hey, I noticed you got your middle bars on there when you were laying off those rolls with the disc," and I told him, I said, "If I had a prize, you would be the winner because you're the first one that noticed that I never run those discs, the single disc, without that middle bar, because if I put that middle bar on there, it keeps them arms from doing that. It holds them just tight and steady." So yeah, he noticed that I use that middle bar to steady up those arms. Bush hog in Oxford. Well, I got a line on one. I just got to go get it. I got a guy has got me one, and we're gonna get down there pretty soon and get it from him. But I appreciate you saying that. And I don't know really. I really don't have a whole lot to bush hog. Maybe some corn stalks. It would be nice for that. I sold my. I don't think I've said this before. I sold my King. There you go, Scott. I sold my King disc. It was a heavier disc that I had, and so I'll be relying on getting these corn stalks out with something else other than that King disc. And I got a plan for my bog hair. We're gonna put some weights on it, and we're gonna weight her down, and we're gonna roll some stalks out with it this year. Canadian Hawk, how are you? I was at Food Line News, and I noticed they had the same seeds for sale, sunflower seeds for birds. Yep, that you planted this past week. I think about planting some and growing it up for my chickens. Yeah, that's right, Anthony. Those seeds actually come from my buddy Rogers, the guy that I planted the big field of sunflowers with last year. He planted it this year himself with the Ford tractor and the duplex coal. And yeah, it just has a lot of trash in it. And I felt bad because somebody took me literally on that video when I said I had ragweeds and it had pigweeds, and I don't know that was ragweed and pigweeds. I was just, because it had all that trash in it, I was just making a guess. But I don't know that that's what it was. It had a lot of stems in it. Showing us how you made that scraper, but that would be top of my roast. But well, the scrapers is like I told you, Wave. I was 10 or 12 years old, and back when the state used to maintain the dirt roads at a regular interval and not once every 5 years, the road scraper pulled over pretty close to the house there, and he was changing the blades, and he just left the blade on the side of the road. So, of course, I, being that young, went down there and drug it back up to the house. I don't know how I got it up there, and it stayed there for the next 25 years, ever how long it was. And one day I said, I could put feet on them things and use that as a roll knockdown. And that's how that came about. So it's a road grader scrape blade. And I could have knocked them down even flatter than what I did, by the way. How long is the scraper? I'd say no more than 5 foot. So honestly, if you want to say that, I'll tell you what you could do. My tractor's set up on 44 inches from center to center on the tires. 44 inches would be fine. If it was 45, it would be fine. So that's about middle to middle, and you would be fine right there. Yeah, so I'd say 44, 45 inches, and you'd be just fine. And just having a couple of feet, and if you just bought a square piece of stock and drilled 2 holes in it and put a foot on each end of it, that would work too. I mean, it doesn't have to be that scrape blade. No, you could probably get a scrape blade from like a tractor place that would sell some scoop pan stuff. I would imagine a bigger tractor dealership. Yeah, other than side of the road. But remember, Wave, you probably could use a piece of just square stock. So my mother-in-law joined us. She said, great video. Yeah, you're right, Scott. Well, yeah, probably scrapyard if it ain't loaded on a boat headed to China by the time you get there. Unfortunately. And that somebody on one of the videos the other day made a comment about the tractors, and I said, unfortunately, half of them are coming back to us from China as cheap microwaves. Yeah, that's something that, believe it or not, guys, Nathan is talking about building one, and believe it or not, that's something I'm very poor on is shanks. I do not have that many shanks. I have about 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I got 6 good shanks. That is something I really need. Yeah, dozers, a logging business, yeah. But I think I'm gonna try it on some corn next year. I wanna where I get that corn from. It's a YouTube channel, Rayleigh Farm and Field, and it's Pastor Scott Rayleigh runs it, and he's the one that raised the Hastings. He raised the Jimmy Red, and he raised some. I think he called it. Was it Ben Franklin wheel? It's a shriveled corn. It's a corn from the 1800s, and that's where I got that Hastings from. And I'm really hoping. My hope is that it will do good enough where I can, sell a little bit of seed off of it, and of course, go from there. Yeah, Nate. He's a real nice guy. I've talked to him on the phone several times, and then, like I said, he's a pastor down there, and I think it's in Alabama, and just super nice guy. Somebody asked me last week, would I rather have a coal planter or would I rather have that international planter? And I told them that I'd rather have a coal right now because I can buy parts for it. A coal planter is a good planter. I just don't have one. This international planter come up, and I was able to get my hands on it, and I've used it ever since. I'm sure if I'd have never found the International planter, I would have been looking for a Cole planter, sure enough. But yeah, Cole you can still get parts for, and you know they're the Cadillac of planters. I mean, you know, when International or John Deere built a little small planter back in the 60s and 70s, I'm sure Cole was on their copy list to do what it would do and more. So it's a good planter. I think it may have been George Washington. I was thinking Thomas Jefferson sweet corn. Thomas Jefferson sweet corn is what it was, Nate. Thomas Jefferson. I actually had a John Deere planter that looked real similar. Well, it wasn't personally mine, it was Rogers. But we had a John Deere planter we used real similar to the International planter I got that mounted on a toolbar, had the hopper and the wheel, and I mean, you would thought it was an International planter. Ron, you tried some Hastings from him, but he was out. I got Jimmy Red and Thomas Jefferson and Indian Creek. Yeah, I'd like to know how that Thomas Jefferson sweet corn tastes. I'd be interested in that. If I can get the Jimmy Red that I have planted going, then that I'll have enough seed to plant maybe a half acre of it next year. Yes, you're right. The Jimmy Red and the Hastings can be eat like roast near corn, and they're also good milling corns too. Yeah, I haven't seen an IH295 planter. There's a YouTuber that knows 10 times more about that 140 than I do, and I'm sure you guys have seen him, Farmall 51. He's got I think it was a 194 planter or something he did a video on about a month ago, and that was a real nice planter. It had a rubber wheel on the back, and yeah, he's got some real nice 140s. I'm not sure what. Oh, is that cow manure as fertilized? Thank you, William, for joining us. If it is cow manure for fertilized, no, I haven't thought about that. I'm sure it would be good. Is that what you thought it was, Will, cow manure?
Yeah, if you said it, it sounded like it.
Yeah, it may have been. Well, that's fine. Are you talking about Farmall 51's planter, old red tractors? I was thinking he said it was a 194 or something. I didn't know if it was a 184. Yes, Indians did use fish, but for somebody like you, Scott, you'd have to go down the ocean with a big old boat and catch a whole lot of fish to fertilize all your corn. I look forward to seeing you cultivate some of that too. I really do appreciate you guys joining me tonight. And hopefully this is going well for y'all. So yeah, old red tractors, yeah. He may have said 184, but I could have swore it was something else. Matt's is a 184. Okay. Does it tell how many of them's on there? 28 watching. Okay. Cool. I'm glad 28 of y'all decided to stay with me today. Wave, you just don't know about raccoons. Will, go get girl. I think these guys are pretty safe. Y'all remember the cameraman Will? He's doing some moderating for us. Wave, I got something. Will's going to go bring you. I'm going to plant some corn and play around. Yeah, I didn't. I thought his name was Matt, but I didn't really know if it was. Yeah. Lamont, you've trapped 6 raccoons in the past few weeks. Well, Lamont, you just wait for about 2 minutes when Will gets back. Give the man a thumbs up. Russ Scott, you may be talking about me giving him a thumbs up, but I'm doing good by keeping up with these comments. I don't know if I can type too.
Don't go and tell on us now.
Lamont, I found this at an apartment, and she was about a week old, and her name's Little Miss, and we're gonna let her go when she gets bigger, but I raised her up.
Oh, she sneezed.
All right, take her home.
He mentioned raccoons, and we had to show
We
him.
got hogs here thinking it will be sucked up by them. Well, hey, DeLandon Bell, how are you? Appreciate you joining me. Relocate them. Yes, crows are the worst, guys. Yes, Lord. That's really 90% of the Jimmy Red got eat up by the crows. Most of it did sprout. I don't blame you, Lamont. I don't want them in my corn either, and if she gets in it, she's gonna get evicted down the road. So do you guys, and I'll ask this, and do you guys mind sometimes the shoe videos, or if I do one on the RV and stuff? I just sometimes you know, I want to, and what you said Canon tonight, so we'll do that. So just want to try to do a few more things that y'all would like. Lamont Powell says 2 jewel electric fence. Well, Lamont, at 10 years old, I had a problem with an electric fence, so I don't, I got some bad memories of that one. Nate said all that stuff is fine. Yeah, I love my 140, and I was watching a YouTuber this morning working on a 65 Massey Ferguson. Anthony said dinner is done. And we love your videos. God bless you and your family. Well, God bless you too, Anthony. You have a good night and eat that dinner. You can just keep it up and watch it. I appreciate that, Nathan. Oh, what's Will majoring in school? That's a good question, Nate. Will?
Business analytics.
Business analytics. He's going, I think you guys know he's going to UNC Wilmington. And he's only been to the beach. How many?
One time.
One time. That's pretty good. Nate's Grilling Burgers. Well, come on, bring some over. The Landon said he's got plenty of deer and coon. The Landon, if you don't mind, where you at, buddy? You in, I thought maybe South Carolina. I seen some red dirt on one of your videos. Hey, Jordan. Wave says take a lot of the math classes, and I know Wave, so trust him to take the math classes. He knows what he's talking about. One time, so he tells me and Pa. Yeah, he is. Guys, my actual degree, when I graduated high school, I went to Alamance Community College and got a 2-year degree in automotive technology and working on cars. And took the Englishes and maths with it, and just never wound up never working in the mechanical part of the dealership, but still I do all the mechanics at home. I just never did it for a living. Nate said he took one MBA class. Well, you can see it. Old Red Tractor said I need to eat the raccoon. It's funny. I told someone at church the other day, if all else fails, that's what we would do. Oh, DeLandon, he's in Reedsville. Okay, you must be close to Cherry Grove, brother. That's the only place I know has got that red of dirt. Lamont said they are good eating. Yeah, so no, we won't eat her. I saved her at apartment complex. Yeah, deer. I've never really acquired a great taste for deer. I've killed a lot. I haven't been hunting in about 5 or 6 years probably, but I've killed my share of deer, and I don't know. And to be honest with you, it kind of got too easy to kill them. I mean, it really, I mean, they're so thick. It kind of got where you could almost schedule the kill. Okay, I'm gonna go out here. I'm gonna go to deer stand 5:30. I'm gonna kill one. I got to get it clean by 6:30, and so I just kind of lost interest in it. To be honest with you.
But Ellie likes it.
His internship this year, Wave, is he's working for a good friend of ours at the church. He owns a mobile home moving business, and he is helping him move mobile homes this year. He actually went 2 years ACC first and got all his prerequisites out of the way before he went to UNCW. So he's only got to go 2 years at UNCW to finish up the degree. Yeah, I've mixed them like that, and I've also cooked the deer on a charcoal grill. And I don't know what it is about the charcoal smoke, takes all the wild gang out of it. You can put a piece of deer on there, and the charcoal will just take it all out. Welcome to the thing, Morris. You're right. I've actually thought about planting 2 acres so I could harvest an acre. You're exactly right. He says half of it's eat up. Nate said he didn't think he looked 18, Will. Yeah, I'd be honest with you guys, I'm hoping he's going to save himself about probably 30 grand by doing that. I mean, we was able to pay for the ACC pretty easy, and then he don't have but half of that bill when he leaves college. We used to hang deer in cooler. Roger had a big walk-in cooler to the guy with the Ford tractor. We hung him up 10 or 14 days until mold got on him sometimes. So there's a video coming out, guys, pretty soon. I'll tell you guys, since you're on here, with the rolling disc cultivators I got. They're rolling cultivator frames with 3 discs on them. And I'll tell all you guys now, the kit that I got that I put them together with, Roger's dad Beeman bought that kit in probably 1989 or 1990. And he gave it to me, years ago, and I put some rolling cultivators together. And I don't know where you could buy that kit anymore. I really don't know if you can even buy those rolling cultivators that with the disc in them. I know you can buy rolling cultivators with spiders, but with disc in them, I don't even know if you can buy those rolling cultivators anymore. How far are we in this, Will?
35 minutes.
35 minutes. Man, y'all hang on with me for 35 minutes. I appreciate it, guys. It's the longest video I've ever had on YouTube. Wave, I see you, buddy. Thank you, man. We're going to hang on a couple more minutes and we'll probably cut it here anyway. But guys, I thank you for this first live YouTube. I really, what you drink, Scott, it is dark cherry Kool-Aid. Best Kool-Aid they ever made. When we was driving up here yesterday, Brother Scott, we stopped at a store somewhere in Virginia, and I brought my Kool-Aid jug with me. I told my wife, I said, just bring my whole jug and I'll make me some more when I get up there. And so we stopped at the store and got some chicken and other little stuff, and I was filling my glass up, and everybody was watching me off the back of the truck. And I know they was thinking, now what is he pouring out of a jug on the back of a truck? But no, it's Kool-Aid. I just try not to drink as many soft drinks anymore. But I thank you guys for everything, and we'll hold on here for a couple more minutes, and we'll go ahead and cut it off. I don't want to bore nobody's death, but thank y'all all for being here so much, and of course we'll all remember Memorial Day weekend. Sometimes I think I'm guilty of thinking of the soldiers that were just in the last conflict, like Iraq or Kuwait, but there's soldiers all the way back to the Civil War and the Revolutionary War, and unfortunately there's a lot of soldiers that never get told what they did in secret that have defended us when there wasn't no war. So we'll think about them this weekend. Well, I'm glad you were here, George. I didn't see you on here yet. I appreciate you commenting. Yeah, I got an update coming out tomorrow morning, Lamont, and on the gardens that the present state as of Friday, actually. No, as of Thursday. So I got one. And then the corn, the silver cream really surprised me. It's really jumped. Well, you're very welcome to Landon. And you just keep it up with that channel. Hello, Jay Wilson from Vance County. That ain't too far from me. You're welcome. Well, I thank you, Ron. That's very kind. I appreciate that. Like I've always said, guys, I don't have I use this word cautiously, or when I say I don't have a fancy channel, I'm probably being generous to the channels I'm referring to, but I don't have a channel that's going to get a lot of attention real quick. But just hang in there with us, and I don't see no reason why we can't build this thing to something big. And I appreciate it, and just like I said, I remembered, if anybody wants to help out the channel, we have the membership now. I'm not the garden guru, Brother Scott. Yeah, you the corn guru. That's good. Hey, Donnie, appreciate you joining us. Picked up a mowing deck. One of the subscribers, which I don't have his name saved in my phone, he may even be on here tonight. If he does, text me later and give me your name. But he bought him a 140, and I was real proud of him. He sent me a picture of it, and all the pictures said "It's your fault" or something. Thanks, it's your fault.
Did you ever tell him where you got your 140?
Yeah, I've told him in a video.
Oh, I couldn't remember if he did or not.
No, I don't. No, I don't think it was him. But I have watched his channel. He seemed to be a pretty nice guy. Yeah, Nate, I don't mind that. I mean, that'd be fine with me. YouTube's got enough servers; they can handle 1,000 channels with 140s on it. So yeah, I don't mind that. The more the better. Maybe International start building them again. Hey, Paul. Not much. Really great for what we can get. My garden is looking okay. Thanks. You are welcome, Paul. I appreciate it. Did I buy what from Brandon? I've bought parts from Brandon. I've never bought no big item stuff.
You might be asking about the tractor.
Oh, he may be asking about the belly mower. Yeah. Yeah, Brandon's a good guy, guys. You know, sometimes he sticker shocks me sometimes, but you know, if you think about it, when he buys a tractor, by the time he invests all that time into taking pictures of it and listing it on eBay and packaging it up and warehousing it, categorizing it, yeah, it's gonna cost a little bit. And thing about it is, where else you gonna find it? But he's a real fair guy to work with, super fair. Well, thank you, Nathan. Next time I go see my uncle up there. Yeah, you should swing by Bert's tractor. I need to make a trip over there myself. He actually has bearings for he does keep parts for the rolling cultivators. So if that's somebody was mentioning rolling cultivators, he keeps them too. Oh, okay. Yeah, I would. Brandon would probably hurt my feelings if I knew how many 140s he's took apart and sold, but I've never asked him that because I really don't want to know. But you know, if they're not making no parts, you're going to have to scrap some to keep the other ones going. So I get it. Yeah, you're right, guys. I've sold him. Hello from Canada. Hello, Robbie Moore. How are you? Good to have you. JP Tractor Salvage. Robbie says he's got a Farmall 100 in Canada. Now, how did that tractor get up there? It wouldn't surprise me to see a Farmall 100, 140, or 130 in Alaska. Probably is one. Ford did make an offset tractor, late 50s, 60s. I want to say it's like a Ford 5,000 or I don't know. It's a 4-digit number on it, but it's an offset tractor. Oliver made one. Ford made one. Super The Oliver is a super something. Brandon's actually got one in his shop. Oh, got a lot of farmers up there. Yeah, George, they all three manufacturers in either the late '80s or the mid '90s, Kubota, Ford, John Deere, and Case IH all had this little offset tractor in the mid '90s. And you're right, it had the Ford I'm thinking of is back in the 500s in that era, kind of like it looked kind of like my buddy Roger's Ford 4000 y'all seen on the video, but it was offset. Hello, Dave. Grovetown, Georgia. That sounds like a place that you drive through going to the beach, going to Savannah. But yes, George, you're right. They all three of them had it. It didn't go for but a couple of years. From Pennsylvania, hey Heath, appreciate you joining us. Wow, we got 40 of us on here now. I appreciate that, guys. I don't think I've ever spoken more than 20 people at one time. No, I'm just playing. Maybe 100 at church. Farm track. Yeah, that's it. Oh, Dave says he's right outside of Augusta. I think that is where preacher C.T. Townsend has a church down there. Robbie says there's a ton of farmall tractors up here in Canada, a lot of Super A's, not so many 100s, 130s, or 140s. Oh, okay. Well, I guess they probably did a lot of row cropping stuff in Canada. Maybe. I always thought Canada just did a lot of, well, they could have done a lot of corn with them up there. That's right. I always thought they did a lot of grain. It's kind of good to see where all you guys are at. That would be correct. Ford 501 and Oliver a Super 44. Had the word super in front of the Oliver, I'm sure that, because Brandon told me that. In the Ford 501. Yeah, you can look him up and you can get some pictures of them. I've seen them in person. I've looked at the arms and stuff on them. They just wasn't as user friendly as a Farmall 140 or Super A or 130. They had some round stuff on it, some round stock, and you could even cultivate one row with a John Deere 1010. That was a one row cultivating tractor. It wasn't offset, but you could cultivate with it. A Farmall B. Well, I never really drove one. I mean, I only seen them. I kind of wouldn't mind having a Farmall M sometimes, but I've never been real crazy about tricycle tractors. Yep, with cultivators. After a seed, there where it came from. Okay. Nate says he goes through appalling all the time. Potatoes are huge. Okay. Brother Scott had two 1010s when he was young. Well, Scott, that green fertilized hopper I have ought to be pretty familiar to you then. Hello, Mark Campbell from Wellington, Kentucky. Well, Mark, I can do somewhat of a video on it. That planter is actually my buddy Roger's, but I mean I can use it anytime. But I don't know that I'd be that great of a person doing a video on it because, to be honest, Mark, I'm not real sure how the duplexes work or much about the plates in them. But I can take a look at it and see and study up on it and see if we can do a video for you. Donnie Wells says tricycle tractors are handy in cattle operation. They probably could be in. Well, guys, I thank you all for joining me tonight. I'm gonna say goodbye to y'all, and I appreciate you joining me. And maybe when I get some internet through Starlink, we can do this again. I thank you for all your comments and everybody subscribing, and we look forward to seeing you again. I appreciate it, and y'all have a great weekend, and thank y'all so much.